Hello, welcome or welcome back, depending on if this is your first time. And I've been making Christmas ornaments. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make a wreath. Okay, so here are two different ways to make a wreath. I do have a video on this, and you can go ahead and click on that at the end of this video to see how to make that one. But I'm going to show you how to make this one today. It's so curly and so cool. Um, on this one, I put the bow on the bottom. But on this one, I put the bow on the top. But if you want, you can absolutely put it on the bottom. That's totally up to you. But let me go ahead and show you how to make this. All you're going to need is some yarn, two different colors, um, and some yarn for the top there. Okay, so I have been using little crafties for some of my yarns, but you can use a regular worsted weight yarn if you want. That's fine. Um, or just pick up whatever you have. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get started. So as I said, you can use any yarn you want and any hook. Maybe go down a hook size. So like if the yarn says use a J, go ahead and use an I. Or if you want it more loose, go ahead and go up a hook size. That's going to make it look different. So go ahead and experiment. Let me show you what I did here with my experimenting. I ran a thread through it that had some shimmer to it. So something like this. I think I used the silver one for this though. And you can absolutely do that. You can't see it in the white one so much, but you can totally see it with the green one. Okay, so you're going to need two different colors unless you want to make it all in one color. That's fine. Okay, but here's what we're going to do. We're going to make a curly thing. Now let me show you what that means. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a slip knot. Okay, and I will put a playlist on the bottom on how to make a slip knot. You are only going to need to know how to make a chain and a half double crochet. So if you are a beginner, this is absolutely perfect for beginners. Okay, because you can go to the next step. Okay, so now I know how to make a half double crochet and a chain. What do I do? This is a great project to work on. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to chain 35. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to chain 35. Okay, so I'm going to speed up the video a little bit. That was 5. I'll meet you after I've chained 35. Okay. Okay, so I've done a chain of 35. Look at that. Okay, so I've done my chain of 35. I'm going to add an extra one. Okay, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to add an extra one, and that's going to be my turning chain. So you can make your chain as long as you want. The longer your chain, the bigger the center. So if you want to make it larger, you can go ahead and make the chain longer. Okay, so that was 36 that I did. And what I'm going to do is in the second chain from the hook, not this one, because this is the one right next to the hook. The second chain from the hook, that would be this one right here. Okay, I'm going to make half double crochet. So I'm going to yarn over, insert my hook into that second chain from the hook, yarn over, pull it through, and I have 3 loops, and I'm going to yarn over and pull it through all 3. Then I'm going to do that 2 more times in the same stitch. I'm going to make 2 more half doubles. So here's my second one, and here is my third one. Okay, so I made 3 half double crochets in my second chain from the hook, and then I'm going to do that in the next stitch. I'm going to make 3 half double crochets in the next stitch. Now this is going to be very loose. Don't do it too tight. And you know what? You can do double crochets if you want. It's just going to change the look of it. That's all. Go ahead and experiment. I am all about experimentation. Okay? This is a blueprint. This is a recipe. You're going to add your own flair. And then we're going to do that in each stitch all the way down. We are going to make 3 half double crochets in each stitch all the way down. So don't be alarmed if you forget and you add maybe 4 in a stitch, or 2, or maybe even 1. That's okay. That's going to contribute to the uniqueness of it, right? But I always count. All right. So what we are going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to make 3 half double crochets in each chain. So if you made your chain longer than 35, it's going to take you a little bit longer. Okay. So I'm going to meet you at the end of this chain. Okay. See you in a minute. Okay. So I wanted to show you. I'm not there yet. I haven't completed my the 35, but I wanted to show you how how the strip is curling up. All right. You didn't do anything wrong. That is what we want. We want it to curl up. Okay. So do not be alarmed. You're not making a mistake. Um, keep going. This is what we want. We want it to curl up. Okay. So go ahead and keep going. And again, as I said before, I'm going to meet you at the end of um of the chain. Okay. See you then. All right, guys, we are coming up to the last few here. Okay. I wanted to do the last ones with you. Again, don't be alarmed with all the curling that's going to happen. It's fine. It's perfectly normal. It's what we want. Okay. And I am up to my last one. And I'm going to do 3 in this last one right here. And these are going to work up so quickly. So let me know in the comments, what colors did you choose to make this and how many did you make? Okay, because that's how fast this is going to be. Okay, so then we're going to finish this off here. And grab my scissors. Okay. And guess what? So we have one. What you're gonna do is, just give it a turn, make sure that it behaves. You are the master of the yarn. You tell it what to do. So go ahead and coil it. Okay, so it's doing its coiling thing properly. Here you go. Okay. So now we have a coil. Okay, we have a curly thing. Okay. So guess what? Go ahead and make a second one. I know, but you're gonna need 2 of these, okay? So again, you can make it in the same color. You can choose a different color, as I did here. You can make 2 shades of green, whatever you want to do. So go ahead and make a second one, and I'm gonna meet you when you are done, okay? So you ready? Let's go ahead and make a second one together. And I'm sorry. So go ahead and make the second one, okay? All right. See you in a minute. Okay, so now I have made a second one. Okay. All right. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to, I guess it's better if you have a little bit of a longer tail, which I forgot to tell you. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the tail ends of, because you should have 2 tails on one end, right? And go ahead and just give it a very loose tie. It doesn't have to be tight. It's just so that they could, hang out together. It just makes it a little bit easy. So go ahead and take the tails and just tie it loosely. And then what you're going to do is you are just going to wrap them around each other. That's it. That's all you're going to do. Get those first ones together and then go ahead and wrap them all around. You see how I'm doing it here? Okay, and that's it. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and keep wrapping them around. And it's not going to be perfect. We're going to go ahead and straighten that out later on. Okay, so just get the basic winding it up around that you got there. You see that? Okay, so somewhere around here I got my yarn a little bit twisted. So you go ahead and you make the adjustments. And all right, so after you've you know, wound it up, you can go ahead and like give the whole thing a twist just to make sure that they're all even. So remember that whatever size you made your first one, if you did 35, 40, 50, go ahead and make your second one so that they have the same length more or less, okay? And so I'm just going to give it a few more twists here. I made mine in two separate greens, okay? Because I wanted to see how that would look. And again, you choose your colors. You could do green and white, blue and white, blue and green, red, whatever you want. My goodness, my throat. I'm going to give it one last twist to make sure that everything is even. Okay, and there you go. So again, depending on the length of your chain will determine the size of the hole in the middle. Okay, and so what we're going to do now is we are going to go ahead and sew one end together to the other end. Okay, so you go ahead and find the needle. I have a tapestry needle here, and if you made the tails long enough, you can just go ahead and use the tail. Let me go ahead and show you. And I'm going to put timestamps in the bottom, I guess. So if you want to go ahead and skip this part, you can. Our next, stick around to the end, right? Because I'm going to show you how to make that adorable little bow that you can place either on the top or the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I have the green one, the dark green one, as kind of long, and I'm going to insert it. I'm going to insert it into both ends here, and I'm going to pull it through here. And you can attach it whatever method you want, whatever you feel comfortable doing. Okay, because remember, we're supposed to close this up into a circle, right? And then I'm going to go find another spot here and here, and I'm going to go through both layers here. Try to be neater. I'm not being very neat. I guess it's because I'm trying to show you guys how to do this. Okay, so you go ahead and you continue sewing it, and I will meet you when we're done. Okay, I'll meet you in a minute. Okay, so what I've done is I've sewed the two pieces together, but I went ahead and I went through a few more loops up on the top, few more rings, just to give it some stability and make sure that it closes properly. So you can go ahead and do that, because I find, well, for mine anyway, I'm new to doing these, that the top is not looking quite the way I want it. So by doing this, I'm able to get that look that I want. Okay, then I'm going to turn it. So this side is the prettier side. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to make the top, the little bow here. That's very simple. You can, at this point, grab one of the greens, one of the colors that you are using to make the tie, the attachment. And all you're going to do is the easiest method I find. You can go ahead and weave in your tails after, but the easiest method I find is to just go ahead and tie a loop. Let me break some yarn off here. Okay, and just go ahead and make a little knot here. Just make a knot on the top here, and then we're going to push the knot to the bottom. Here you go. Things are not working out very good for me today. And kind of tuck that in there, okay? And there you have your little hanging. You can make this into a chain. That's fine. And then we're gonna make the bow, and we're gonna cover that up, okay? So let's go ahead and make the bow. You could add the chain, you could add the loop this way, you could do whatever method you want. Okay, so let's make a chain. I'm using red. Again, you can use whatever color you want. And I am actually going to use a little bit of a larger hook and make a chain. So don't forget that when you're making these and you're making your chain, make sure that you make the chain the same length, both chains the same length, okay? So if you made 40, I think I said that already. Go ahead and do 40. So for this one, we're going to make a chain. I don't know. Let's see how long we need to make it. I'm going to start with 10, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That looks too short. Remember, we're going to tie it up. I'm going to do 20, okay? 6, 17, 18, 19, 20, 20-ish. That also looks a little bit short. And, okay. All right, so that looks, I don't know. I'd rather have it longer than shorter. So you can go ahead and use some glittery yarn for this as well. Okay. And you can add fairy lights after you've attached it. So the stiffer the yarn that you use, the stiffer this is going to be, the wreath is going to be. So if you use a thinner yarn, it's going to be a little bit soft and floppy. This I made with a thicker yarn. Okay. And this yarn was a little bit looser. Okay. And that's fine. That's fine. All right. So you make the chain however the length is that you want. And then you're going to find the spot here that you want to tie up. And I know I have some tails going on. I know. So remember, the shorter the chain, the shorter the bow. So I'm going to go ahead and tie it there. Okay. I'm going to bring it to the front and I'm going to make my bow. And that's all there is to it. Okay. So as I said, I just started making these kinds of wreaths. So I'm still learning too. Okay. So you let me know how you attached your bow. Mine looks a little wonky. Yeah, it does. I think I needed to make my chain a little bit longer. So just be careful. I think it's better if you make your chain longer rather than shorter. Maybe the same length, right? Like maybe 35. If you make this 35, maybe make this chain 35. If you made this 40, maybe make this one 40. Mine looks sad. Hold on, let me see if I can make it look a little bit better. Anyway, um, I have other videos on other ornaments that look better than this. Let me know in the comments, what colors did you choose to make your wreath? And how did it turn out? Don't forget to weave in those ends, okay? And check out some of these other Christmas ornament videos, and I'll see you next time, okay? Te veo. Bye-bye.